What's up, YouTube? What's going on? Welcome back to Adkins Party of 6. You just with the 2 today. Before we begin, we just wanted to say thank you to all 69 of our subscribers. This was a milestone we've been waiting to reach, and we hit it. So we're juiced. We're happy. And I just want to thank you guys. We're really happy that you subscribed. And we thank you for watching. We thank you for keeping up with us.
If you are new to our channel, welcome. You guys are always welcome to our channel. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you could get notifications onto
whatever we're doing.
Whatever
we're doing. You guys are always welcome. Like my beautiful wife here said, our doors are always open. And today we opened our doors again. We want to talk to you about
how we told our parents that we were pregnant when we were teenagers. So just to recap, we got pregnant at 17. We talked about our story and how we were pregnant in our story, the Our Story video. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Where do we start? First of all, don't do what we did. Before we go into our story, advice number 1, don't get pregnant as a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta support my wife on this one, but yeah, at the same time, it truly has been a blessing to be able to grow up kind of alongside our kids, because we entered our 20s, you know, our kids were still really young, then we entered our 30s, and now our kids are almost teenagers, and so we are hitting this new stage of life, and they're hitting this new stage of life, and we're kind of all experiencing it all at the same time, and that's really cool. So I enjoy that. You know, that's the good part about having kids young, is you're not gonna feel really old and tired and chasing your kids around because you have all the energy in the world because you're young, but you also don't know anything about life. So you gotta pick your battles. Do you want to have kids young and struggle through, muddle through, or have kids older where you're a little bit more established? You know, we chose the other path by accident, but it worked out to our benefit. We made it work.
We did.
As a strong black father, a piece of advice that I would give is, if you're going to commit to being sexually active at any age, let alone being a teenager, you need to be prepared to follow through. You need to be there for your kids. You need to be there for the one that you're engaging with. You need to be there for everyone that's involved. And that doesn't just include, you know, everyone we just talked about, but parents, family members need to be ready to engage with everybody, because you're potentially committing to creating a family. And when you create a family, you, as a man, as a husband and a father, you are committing to protection and security and provision, all of those things. You might just be dating and things might just be fun, but you have to remember things can change. Things can change real quick. So if you're going to decide to make that decision, you need to be prepared to cope with what comes with that.
If you are a teenager or someone who is trying to tell their parents that they are pregnant, listen, be honest with your parents. Your parents are traditional. Just be honest. I think regardless, your parents are going to love you and try to support you. Now, there are situations where parents have kicked out their kids because they were pregnant, and that was kind of our situation. That's what I had in my mind. That's what my dad portrayed to me. If this were to happen, you're gonna get kicked out, period. I know you'll be scared, but just be honest. Time will pass. Time will pass.
That's a good point. So when I first told my mom, and I would have told, you know, both my parents, but only my mom was there. When I told my mom, it was kind of a funny situation. My wife and I, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend at the time, we were terrified. This was the first parent that we were gonna tell. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought we were both gonna get murdered before the baby was born. Like, as soon as I delivered this news, this was gonna be the end of my life. That's what I thought was about to happen. And it probably took us 2 hours that day to just work up the courage, you know, talking to each other. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. We gotta tell her. We have to tell her. She was chilling out in her room, and she was watching her soaps, and she was in a happy place. And I figured, good a time as any. I'm not bothering her. She's not upset. I'm gonna go ahead and tell her. So we went in there. We sat on the bed with her, and we chilled out for a minute. And she looking at us like, man, what's going on? What they doing in here? And how long we sitting there? Like 30 minutes. We sat on that bed.
Yeah.
We sat in there for a while before I said anything to my mom. Got the courage and told my mom, hey mom, and she was like, yeah, what's up? So Lily's pregnant. My mom did something that I completely understand now as a parent, but at the time I didn't understand what was happening. I was still a child. My mom slapped, wow, and I was like, oh. And before I could fall off the bed, she grabbed me and gave me a hug. And you know, she pulled me real tight, and she was angrily excited. She was happy and sad at the same time. And she just told me everything was gonna be okay. And she was happy that I told her. She was real mad. Real mad. Mom, I know if you're watching this right now, you're probably cracking up, but boy, that was one of the scariest moments of my life.
I also feel like since your mom was kind of in the same situation, she would understand.
That's true.
And so it was a little bit easier to tell her, but
yeah,
as a parent, if your child did the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, and that's probably one of the reasons that we told my mom first. She understood our generation a little bit better, so it was easier to approach her because she's much closer in age than Lily's parents are. I think at that time she's still in her 30s.
Who, your mom?
Yeah, she was 37
she was 37
at that time.
37 when we told your mom. Made her grandma at 37 years old.
6 years older than I am right now.
That's scary, because our oldest is 13. She'll be 13 this year. So it's a scary thought. My heart is beating just
thinking about it.
My family is more traditional. Both my parents are Filipino. They're the first generation to come to America. My parents, traditional. They wanted me to be a nurse. They wanted me to go through school, college. Oling, be a nurse. Be a nurse. Stay in school. Okay, Mom. I'm not a nurse.
She takes care of me sometimes. We'll call that nursing. Sugar mama.
There were situations, my parents watched Maury and what is that called? Jerry Springer and all the talk show stuff. And so every time we would see it on the TV, my dad would say, if you get pregnant, you're out of here. It's like, oh my gosh, why are you threatening me? I was like, oh, I can't get pregnant. I can't do it. So one day, I remember it was on a Saturday or a Sunday, it was on a weekend. My dad has to pick up my mom at the same time. When my dad leaves, I was going to leave a letter and run away to Josh's house. I just thought, if I wasn't there at the time, it would maybe be easier on them because I wasn't there. Like, it was a relief to them for me to go. I made it easier for them.
She's saying that, but I really feel like she was just trying to make it easier on herself. And that goes back to, we were kids. And that goes back to, what we were saying, is just be honest with your parents.
Right.
Be honest. Be honest with your family members. It doesn't matter if you're, it's because you're pregnant or your girlfriend's pregnant or you're coming out of the closet or you want to do something different than your family is doing. Like you want to change legacies or whatever. just say it and see what happens. And once it happens, then you can decide, like, man, now I need to bounce, or my family's actually got my back, you know. But at least you know where you stand.
Right.
So, you know, don't be a butthead chicken like my wife was.
I was scared. I was scared.
Which I don't blame her.
thought
Her dad was not pleasant. Not pleasant when he was not happy.
I left the letter and packed up my stuff and left. At the time, I was 17. I didn't know any better. I figured, you know, I'll kick myself out. You know what I mean? So I know I was just waiting. I was chilling at Josh's house and I was waiting for that phone call or no phone call, right? My brother called. I did not want to pick up the phone, but I wanted to pick up to let them know I was okay. And as soon as I picked up that phone, my brother said, hey, mom and dad wants to talk to you. And my mom was on the phone. She was crying. She was like, how did that happen, Lang? And then in the background, I could hear my dad talking in Taglish, Tagalog and English, bad words, cussing, just cussing up the storm. Puta, all these words. I was like, oh man. My mom said, hey, can you come over tomorrow and come talk to us? And I said, oh, okay. And she said, but just by yourself though. The next day I come over. We are a big Filipino family and my dad had invited all 8 or 7 brothers and sisters and their kids. So everybody came over and we had a meeting because my family loves meetings. If you're in Nagal, you know we love meetings. We have a meeting for everything. We do. We have so they were trying to be supportive, but at the same time, they're like, what are you gonna do now? And it was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I guess at that point, we took it day by day. I think as a teenager, you look at day by day. You don't look at where you want to be in 5 years and 10 years. And some of you teenagers are dream chasers and you can look 5, 10, 15 years from now about what you want to do. At the time we didn't. We were lost. We didn't know what to do. We just knew we had a baby coming and we just had to prepare for this baby. We don't know how. And the thing is, the community and the hospitals, they have a lot of support systems aside from your family. My family was the first for us because it's not common. Like, you don't get pregnant at a young age amongst the Filipino families.
No, while you're in America.
Especially not when you're in America.
On my side of the family, it was pretty common. So most of my family took it as, you know, just another stage in our family's history. I wasn't really judged about it too much for the most part. Some of my older cousins, like my cousin Shah and my cousin Kanika, they were not happy about it at first, but when they recognized that, you know, I was there and I was gonna be there, and that, you know, I was excited about this baby that was to come, then things changed. And it was because I opened up to my family and I let them know, like, I'm excited about this. Be excited for me. And they were easily excited for me once they knew that. They just didn't want me to be another statistic and be, you know, a rogue black father just going with the wind like Pocahontas, or Brocahontas, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, once they learned that, I had their full support, and that kind of helped us transition out into our own, onto our own, and we've pretty much been on our own since. We've had to lean on family a couple times here and there, but for the most part, because family supported us, you know, after the whole initial shock was over, because family supported us so much, we were able to be successful on our own. We were able to go out and, you know, we rented the horrible apartment and we had the horrible dead-end jobs, and we tried it all, but we had family there to support us through it all. So lean on your family, man. You know, don't hide them from what's coming. You know, let them be a part of it. They have valuable expertise and experience. Their hindsight is worth, it's priceless. It's priceless. And it'll help you to be successful.
Even if you don't agree on what they think, it's from their experience. And we tried to do our own thing. We tried to say, whatever. You know, we were stubborn. We got it. We got us. It's a bunch of trial and error. But when our first daughter came, it was like everybody was happy. Everybody got along. Kids bring the family closer.
True. Kids are the glue.
They are. And
just, you know, I think the bottom line is just don't be, I mean, it's okay to be afraid. That's natural. You're gonna be afraid. You're gonna be terrified.
Right.
And that is totally natural. But the most important thing is rely on those people that care about you. You know, the bottom line is they care about you. So even if you're telling them something that you think is terrible, they might find a way to help you out. They might, more than likely, they're going to be there for you emotionally. If they can't be there financially, they might be able to provide you a roof or at least some guidance. And all of that is invaluable. And just trust the people that you love, because they love you too.
Right. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment, message us. We got your back. We've gone through this experience and we want to help you any type of way that we can. Don't be afraid. We want to thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We're trying not to cut this short, but
we got to go.
We gotta go.
And y'all don't have to go home, but you gotta get up out of here because we gotta leave.
Yes.
Bye.